Hey YouTube. I really wanted to do this video after I went to a conference today for work, and we were talking about the burnout and mental health, and I thought, you know what, that is a great topic for conversations like we have here on YouTube about burnout in Wicca. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to really assess burnout. And I think everyone's had that. I've had that for long periods of time, from the age of like 24 to 26. Spiritual burnout happened to me. There was a long period of time, though, even through my late teens and early 20s, where I didn't practice like spellcraft or anything like that, or ritual, because one, I wasn't feeling it. Two, I don't cast a spell just for the sake of casting a spell. And three, I couldn't really practice sabbats and espits because of where I was living. I was living with my parents. So I would celebrate the espits and the sabbats through, Christmas and Easter and stuff like that. But there was a time where I did go through burnout. And the burnout is significant because I think everyone will go through a stage of burnout. And it happens because when we get into the craft, when we get into Wicca more specifically, we're usually young. We've been taught this wonderful religion, and then once we've done everything we've possibly wanted to do, we go through this serious burnout. And it's like graduating university. You spend 4 to 6 years studying your degree, and then once you've finished, you're so tired. And what do people do? Well, they take a gap year, and it's not a bad thing to be burnt out spiritually. Spiritually, I think burnouts are helpful in helping us recognize what's important to us about our craft. For instance, I've just gone through a breakup, okay? It wasn't a long relationship. It was about 7 weeks, and I really liked the guy. I was starting to fall for the guy. I would say, I was very close to using that four-letter word. And I told him that, and I was honest about it, and he didn't feel the same way, right? So, he wasn't ready. Who am I to make someone want to love me? I would never do that. So, and I don't blame him. I'm not angry at him. I was upset to the point where I forgot about the offerings on my altar. I went into my altar room today after getting home from a conference because I needed to use the vacuum cleaner, because I keep it in the closet in the altar room, to see my offerings to my gods sitting there. The water from the flowers I had offered to my goddess had evaporated, and and the flowers are dead. And the grain I'd put out for my god was attracting aphids. That burnout from life, from everything. It's okay. Your gods are not going to be angry if you get burnt out. Your gods are not going to get angry if you leave an offering on a table for more than a week and a bit. It's okay. Your gods understand. Your spirit guides understand if you believe in spirit guides. Your angels, if you believe in angels, are okay with your spiritual burnout. You need to be okay with your spiritual burnout. Spiritual burnout happens, and it's part of the learning process. If you don't go through a spiritual burnout and you're like 50 years old and you've been practicing Wicca since you were 15, I'm wondering, like, what happy pills are you taking? And I'm sitting here watching Horrible Histories, waiting for my favourite show, Spicks and Specks, to start. And I thought this was a great idea. But now thinking about it, I'm going in circles telling you it's okay to be burnt out. It's okay to take time off if your well-being, if you're not feeling it, if you're not interested in sitting before the altar and talking to your gods, it's okay. And you'll have people go, okay, well, talk to your gods about it. You're burnt out. You don't want to talk to your gods about it. I hate people who say that. Well, you know how you get over spiritual blockages? Talk to your gods. You're That's like saying to get over someone, get under someone. Like, it's not going to work. You don't stop being an alcoholic by, just drink a bit more. Like, it's not how it works. Your spiritual burnout will happen. It's just a fact. It's going to happen. And you need to be okay with it. You need to embrace it. But your well-being comes first. I think it's... What people really need to understand is that when we're talking about burnout, we're also talking about the well-being of people. People's well-being is part of mental health and social emotional health. And if you can't learn to deal with burnout and mental health effectively, then I question your emotional intelligence. You need to take that time. There are great books written. My friend Cricket Song, she wrote a book that I read after my long burnout. There is a lot of books, and it's all the same. When people say, well, I've burnt out. What am I going to read? What should I read? And then people go, oh, go back to reading Scott Cunningham and Ray Buckland, and then you'll realize why would you read? Why would you read a Scott Cunningham book when you're burnt out? You want a fresh, new, invigorative sense of your spirituality. Why would you go back to the type of witchcraft that burnt you out? And I got a video coming very shortly about eclectic Wicca and how Scott Cunningham's tradition is not a tradition. I've got a video coming for that. People are going to get very upset, but I don't give a fuck. Yeah. It's okay to be burnt out. Be burnt out. Get angry and say, oh, I've had enough. I can't do it. I can't smell incense and think that it's a chore. I can't raise an athame to the sky and think, oh my God, I have to do this. It's a chore. Spirituality is not supposed to be a chore. Wicca is not a chore. It is a spiritual practice. It is the religion of the witches. And witches are truthful about what they practice. And if you're just doing ritual for the sake of doing ritual because it's a chore and you think your God's expected of you, then you're doing a disservice and you're kind of being insulting to your God's sensibilities. Your gods don't want you to do something because you think they want you to. They're not angry. They want what's best for you. If you believe that your gods are like you and I and have these thoughts and feelings, then it would make sense that someone omnipotent would be okay with you burning out. Take care of yourself. You come first. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't worship. You can't honor. And I know people go, oh, don't say worship. It's worship, okay? Self-worship is okay. If go and love yourself. Go and walk in the park. Take time. Have a long half-hour shower with the water just on cold. Go and masturbate in bed all day and just love yourself and take care of yourself. If these are the things you need to do, then do it. Because burnout is going... It's going to ruin your practice if you don't face it and work through it. Don't tackle spiritual burnout by seeking other spirituality. It's not going to work. It's just going to happen again. Anyway, Speaks and Specs is on, so that's my video. Blessed be everyone, and I'll see you all later.